we should have sound now. Right, okay, one sec. Sorry, well that's a bit pointless, isn't it? Got no volume here. It's okay, it's me again. Oh, I always do that. Anyway, as I was just saying, by the hand gestures, I've got a bad back at the, I was saying, basically it's like not upper middle upper left side, if that makes sense. So like, left side, the upper part of my left side, but about, not like really close to my shoulder, more like halfway down. Yeah, it's about there. Yeah, it's about there. Anyway, so I'm going to try not to bend down too much to look at the chat. So I'm going to have to keep up with the chat today. So it might actually give me a bit more, you know, a bit more of enthusiasm and motivation to actually just keep up with the chat rather than obviously dawdling and rambling and stuff. But we shall see. But yeah, it's really killing me. I don't know why. I don't even know how it's come on, because yesterday I was completely fine. So I don't know, I must have slept on a weird side or something, and obviously I've slept in a wrong position or something, and then it's come on. But yeah, it's quite bad. Anyway, we shall not what's the word? Dwell. That's the word. We shall not dwell on that. We shall just get on with this. So we've got who's that? Oh, Heather, the treasure pirate we got in. We've got Richard Hale, not Richard Pale. Mark Goddard, we've got Kirsten, we've got plenty of the usual suspects, and we've got Peter Rain there. Hi there. Yeah, sound now. Yeah, you know me, I forgot to plug my mic in as usual. Literally, like, that must be every couple of weeks I do that. What happens is, I'll have a week where I forget to plug it in, so then the next week I'll remember to actually plug it in, and then the week after I forget to plug it in again. It's so funny. But anyway, we've got, I just put a post on chat for a brand to look out for. Oh, I'll have to check that out, Peter. We've not got, who else have we got in it? Oh, I don't really want to bend down, but oh well. I might have to bend down anyway and just deal with it. Gemma, we've got in there. Hi there. Good morning. It's not morning, it's afternoon. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she just put afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon. So yeah, feel free, drop your questions in the chat. I've not really got a topic today. I've not even thought of one this week. I've been doing a bit more work this week, which has been good. I got an FBA shipment out on Monday. I've been doing some listings the last few days. I've done 10 listings this morning. Hopefully get 15 or 20 listings up today. I've got plenty of photos on my computer anyway already. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of work this week. It's been good. Obviously we've got Q4 coming up, so I'll start talking about that in a few weeks, rambling about that on Thursday Talks, obviously, because that'll be pretty cool, especially with you know, sending stuff up to Amazon FBA and all that sort of stuff. It might be good for me to do a like an Amazon FBA tutorial thing again, because it is coming up to Q4, and I know that probably a lot of people, if they don't do Amazon FBA, they'll be interested to learn about it sort of this time, just before Q4, ready obviously for November, December sort of time, to really be sending stuff up and getting some good money from Amazon FBA. So yeah, I might do something like that. I'm not sure at some point. And I need to do a packaging video for ceramics and fragile items, because I got a request yesterday, and I've also had a few requests for it actually over the past few weeks to basically just do how do I package ceramics and stuff. It's not, I will explain it very briefly now for those who are interested, but for me personally, it's not at all hard to pack ceramics. Basically, I just go off the mantra of double-walled cardboard box. I very, very rarely use a single-walled cardboard box for ceramics, unless I'm in dire straits and I absolutely have to. But I use double-walled cardboard box, you know, really strong, thick ones. Not like, because some double-walled cardboard boxes you get are quite flimsy. But I use, you know, strong double-walled cardboard boxes. Then, you know, say it's like a jug or something like this. I'll make sure that the box is always plenty big enough, so it's not going to be a tight fit at all. And then I put basically a layer of big bubble wrap in first. Sometimes I put some newspaper and even sometimes a little bit of cardboard in the bottom. And then I will essentially wrap the ceramic or the teacup or whatever it is in plenty of big bubble wrap. Now I only use big bubble wrap because I just like big bubble wrap. I've been using it for a while. You don't have to use it, you know, normal bubble wrap will suffice. I've probably got links down below to some packaging stuff as well if you're interested. But yeah, like normal bubble wrap would suffice. Wrap it plenty, then put it in, fill in the voids like really tight. Sometimes if it is you know, a box that's like, even though it might be double walled, if it's like maybe a bit more of a flimsy double walled one, I might even put cardboard inserts around the item as well. So then I'll put the cardboard inserts around the item, fill in the cracks with newspaper, so that then I'm not like using more big bubble, because obviously I pay for big bubble wrap, but I don't pay for newspaper. Fill the cracks with newspaper. Maybe sometimes, you know, again, if it's something quite high value or fragile, I might put a little bit of cardboard, like a cardboard sheet over the top, and then obviously collapse the box in, kind of thing. Or what I'll do is just fill up the void space with loads and loads of newspaper and dunnage and all that sort of stuff, just to really cram it down. But that's how I've done it, and I've had one breakage of some, no, not teacups, egg cups, some egg cups, and I don't know how they broke because I really did pack them well, but yeah, you're gonna, when you kind of do this and you're selling, you know, hundreds of items a month, you're gonna have one breakage eventually. But if you do it, you know, 99% of the stuff you sell, you know, and you actually put, you know, package them really, really well, then you're not going to have a problem for the most part. But yeah, I've done really well with the packaging. I've got my kind of system, and it now is pretty easy for me to package ceramics. It's only when you've got like a big, you know, like a big jardiniere or something like that, that's a, you know, like, or a big massive planter pot that's ceramic. That's a little bit harder because you have to find like a really big box. Because as I say, I always like to put it in a box that's got a nice bit of room either side, because I don't like them to be tight right near the corners. Now, this might just be me, you know, it might be fine that they're tight near the corners, but I always fear that if they're quite tight near the corners, even if you've got a little bit of a layer of bubble wrap or whatever in there, or another sheet of cardboard in between the obviously the ceramic and then the box, I always feel if it's quite tight and then someone flings it around, it could get broken more easily than if it's in a bigger box, but you actually, like, you know, really tighten it down with loads and loads of dunnage, cardboard, bubble wrap, you know, newspaper, etc. So that's what I kind of do, and as I say, it's worked for me for quite a while. So we've got Gary in the chat. Hi there, Gary. We've got Dr. Doodle Doo. We've got Landalf in there as well. Is that Landalf? I always say Landalf. I can't say it. Lildalf. Lildalf? I think it's Lildalf. Anyway, I can't say it. We've got Kirsten. Oh no, I've already said Kirsten. So I'm quite lucky as I get all my packaging for free. Oh, that is really lucky. I get like 90% of it. The only thing I pay for really, well, I'd say actually I get about 60-70% of it for free, because I pay for tape, jiffies, and bubble wrap actually. So I get newspaper, I get boxes for free, I get scraps of cardboard for free. I sometimes get my tape for free. Not a lot though. I mean, it's only like, you know, like one time my granddad came round with a big massive box of tape, like 48 rolls of tape. So if he is able to get some for free, then obviously he'll pass them on to me, but it's not a guaranteed thing. Generally, I'll have to buy my tape for free. So majority of stuff I probably, definitely, like boxes are the biggest thing, and I get boxes for free. So that's, you know, that's all right really. Well, boxes and bubble wrap are the two kind of major things. We've got do-it-yourself lifestyle in there. Bitcoin is pissing me off, lol. I know. Hey, you go over to my Bitcoin channel. I've got a Bitcoin channel. I set up a bloody cryptocurrency channel so that then I wouldn't be talking about it on this channel. If you want me to do a video on price action of Bitcoin, let me know and I'll do a video over on that channel. But I'm not going to ramble for about half an hour on this video about bloody Bitcoin. But yes, I will say, I know you're probably feeling it a little bit, but that's why I'm a proof of stake investor, because I get passive income from my cryptocurrencies that I'm holding. Because in a bear market, if you're just holding a coin that doesn't give you any income, then you're gonna be feeling it quite a lot and you're gonna want to sell. So you want to get into things like Steam or Neo or Lisk or Arc, that are going to be, yes, okay, it's only going to be a very small amount of money right now, but they're the things that are going to actually see you through the bear market, because you're at least getting a little bit of earning from it while you're trying to wade through the bear market. But anyway, don't take my advice. It's not financial advice. All I know of all kinds of digi friends in here. Digi friends? What's digi friends? Don't know what that is. I'm going balls. No, don't go into ETN. Why ETN? All kinds of games to be at. Why go for ETN? See, Electronium. Oh my. Oh god. And can't teach these people anything, can you? Can't teach. Stick to like, you know, tried and true coins, not like Electronium, for God's sake. You know, even if you're not going for proof of stake coins, maybe go for like Digibyte or something like that, or Burst coin or something that have been around for a while, because some of these coins might not even make it through the bear market. Electronium, I don't even think has been around for a bear market, so we don't even know whether that's just going to go downhill or not. So yeah, like in the bear market, stick to coins that have been around a while, or at least have some sort of use case, so that then people can actually use them and there's a reason for them to stick around. But anyway, sorry, I said I wasn't going to ramble, but I rambled. Sorry. Crypto yawn. Well, tell you, it's, you want to get in now. If you're getting in, get in the next few months, because prices are ridiculously low right now. You'd literally, if you got in the right coin and you put $1,000 in, you could times that by 10, 20, 30 within, 18 months, 2 years, something like that. So, if you want a times 10, times 20 return on your money in a couple of years, it's, for me personally, it's just my personal opinion, but it's the way to go, Man, don't be talking about these sheet coins. Oh, that's funny. Z is in Tether. What's your thoughts? Oh yeah, like Z. I don't think Z's got any crypto. I bet you'll pop up now. Oh yeah, I have. I've got bloody. I bet he'll say I've got Cardano or something. But yeah. Not that Cardano's bad. I quite like Cardano, by the way. I just couldn't think of another coin to say. I left 3 questions up the chat. Sorry, Peter. Oh god, I've got to bend over again. Oh, it's horrible. Sorry, I can't believe I literally missed out the only questions I've got in the chat. So, how much Lego you got for Q4 ads? I've got. I really don't know. Like, how do you want me to describe it in terms of monetary sale price, or in terms of the amount of boxes I've got, or the amount of sets I've got? I don't know. I mean, amount of sets I've probably got over 100. I've got about 100. I'd say about 100. And that's like the lowest value sets I've got are like 12 or 15 quid. So if you think like 100 sets times by, God, that's quite a lot of money, isn't it? Oh no, it's not that much money, is it? 12, 15. That's like 1,500. But obviously they're the lowest sets. So some sets I've got a 50 quid set. So if we average it out at maybe the sets are coming in at maybe 25 quid, and let's say I have got 100 sets, and I maybe got 2-3 grand worth of Lego, something like that. Might be a little bit more, might be a grand or so more, might be a little bit less. I don't know. I really would have to work it out. It might be way more than that. I'm just giving a figure. But in terms of boxes, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just counting the boxes in the spare room in my head. I'd say about 15. I'd say getting on for about that 15. So very, very similar to last year. I maybe had like 18 boxes last year, but as well as those boxes being smaller, last year the boxes I had were smaller. This year I've got them in larger, like banana box crate type things. The other boxes I had last year were smaller boxes. And also last year I didn't have as many higher value items. This year I've got more higher value. And also on top of the Lego, I've got about 10, 15 sealed board games. I've got about 7 different consoles. So I've got like 2 PS2s, I've got 2 boxed Wiis, and I've got like 3 unboxed Wiis. And then I've got a few DVDs, not many, like about 5-10 sealed DVDs, but I don't know. I probably will be able to send them in, but I know there's been this confusion recently, or well, maybe not confusion, but this thing about Amazon restricting off new and sealed DVDs. So I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see whether I can actually send them in or not. Question: how much time per week do you spend on your 2 YouTube channels? Very good question, Peter, because I am feeling the effects of starting up that new channel now, because I can hardly keep up with this channel, you know, doing 3-4 videos a week. I don't know how many videos I do, I'm just guessing, but about 3 or 4 videos a week I would imagine, maybe even 5 on a good week. But yeah, doing that and then doing the crypto channel, it suffered the last few days. You can probably go over there and see I've not published a video in 4 or 5 days now, so I need to get back to that. But the problem I'm finding is I'm probably just stretching myself a little bit too thin, with obviously investing in cryptocurrency, with doing a cryptocurrency YouTube channel, with doing my reselling, with doing a reselling YouTube channel. I have a couple of other projects on the go that don't take up too much time, but they eat a little bit of my time up. With also, what else, like, I mean, just running my reselling business, that's a full-time job, so, yeah, I think I might be spreading myself a little bit too thin with that, so something is going to have to give, in the next couple of months. I don't want it to be my crypto channel, because I've literally just started that. Maybe I'll have to kind of tone it back to 2 videos a week on here, so Thursday talks and then 1 other video, and then obviously on my crypto channel I can do a couple of vids there, because obviously if I'm doing 4 videos a week here, the time that I take to do the other 2 videos I could just shift over to my crypto channel. So, you know, I'm kind of spending the same amount of time, but I'm able to get both channels done in the time it takes for me to do this channel, rather than doing this channel like fully on and then trying to do another channel. So I think I think it's just about time management and looking about what videos I really need to be doing on this channel. You know, Thursday Talks is one of them. I say, obviously, I like to be on here every week if I can be, you know, unless there's some disaster or whatever, or I'm very, very ill, you know, then I won't come on, but, you know, most weeks I'll be on here. So generally, you know, this has got to stay, and obviously I need to do a sales update at least, and then what I get into is, well, I've done a sales update, I've done Thursday Talks, I need a whole video to fill the gap, or I need another video to fill the gap. So YouTube is very funny, because like, you start wanting to do more and more videos, because you think to yourself, well, I want to even it out a bit. Like, you do a sales update, you do Thursday Talk, so you've got a chat video, you know, a questions and answered video, you've got a sales update, then you want to even it out with a haul video, but then what happens is then you want to even it out with something else, like, you know, like I started the eBay news videos, you know, recently. So, you know, there's all these ideas, and you want to keep kind of, you know, doing these different things. And the other thing on my crypto channel, obviously, other than the affiliate links under the videos, which I've not seen any action on yet anyway, but other than that, I don't make money on that channel because it's under 1,000 subscribers, under 4,000 watch hours. So obviously that draws me away from it a little bit more, even though I love doing it, even though I love cryptocurrency and stuff, draws me away from it more. So it is hard to keep up at the moment with both the channels and doing my business as well. So yeah, but I think I'm just gonna maybe pull back a little bit from YouTube. Not at all like, you know, don't do videos or anything like that, far from it, but just, you know, pull back the reins a little bit and give myself a little bit of a break, because I do so many videos anyway. It's not like, you know, I've done, like, my back catalogue has pretty much everything in it from reselling. You know, I did my last few videos that I wanted to do a few weeks back, which was the computer versus the phone video, and I wanted to do that one because I thought, you know what, that's a video I haven't got on my channel. Which is faster to list, a computer or a phone? So, you know, that was one of the last videos I wanted to do that I thought, you know, I actually haven't done anything to do with that. So nowadays it's kind of just, you know, ticking off a few boxes of a few of the videos I wanted to do, and then just doing like the whole videos, sales updates, because there's literally nothing that needs to be done left that needs to be done. And yeah, okay, I could do an update to my, you know, how to register as a business video, or an update to my Amazon FBA video, which I said I might do. The only issue with that is I think, well, you know, if those videos are decent enough, which, you know, I'm not too happy with them actually, but they're still there on the channel, they're still something I've already done, so I just think, well, do I really want to do them again? You know, I want to do fresh stuff. So yeah, it's quite, it's so hard, YouTube, because it's like I want to do so much more of it, but I can't do so much more of it because it doesn't provide me enough of an income to do it. I mean, I'd probably need 50k subs, and I'd need solidly about 10k a video for me to be doing, you know, for me to be able to give this good time, because 50k subs, 10k a video, let's say 12 videos a month, something like that, maybe 15 videos a month, that would probably get you, based on my current earnings, that would get me about $450 a month, so about £375 give or take a month, maybe, sorry, what, about £375 a month. That's a decent part-time wage, so I could start to actually put a bit more time, you know, well, I could start to put quite a bit more time into it, and then obviously can grow it from there. But unfortunately in the reselling niche, that's a pipe dream. I mean, yeah, okay, we've got the likes of Waking Profit and Craigslist Hunter, who deservedly so, they're where they are, and they're, you know, Craigslist Hunter in particular, he is more than deserving of the amount of subs he's got, but essentially that's like the ceiling. You know, there's no 500,000 or 1 million subscriber reselling YouTube channel. So therefore you have to look at what's achievable within this niche of reselling on YouTube, and you start thinking, well, 80k, 90k subs, that is the ceiling. And the fact is, it's probably going to be unlikely that you're going to get there, because two good, you know, two resellers who are good at what they do and are very enthusiastic and very hardworking have already got there, you know. So it's whether people will then flood over to a new channel and then subscribe and build that one up, kind of thing. But yeah, so the ceiling for reselling, you could probably be a full-time YouTuber like in the reselling scene, but the problem with that is, if you become a full-time YouTuber in the reselling scene, then you're no longer a reseller, because obviously you're a full-time YouTuber. But you would always have to do reselling to be a reselling YouTuber, because otherwise people just call you out for being completely fake, and you know, you don't actually do reselling. So why are you coming on here and telling us how to do it or whatever? So the fact is, I could never do YouTube full-time, no matter how much I'd love to do it. I could never do it full-time on this channel, because I'd always have to do my reselling alongside it. Now, that's not too much of a problem, because, you know, I love my reselling, so that's not an issue. But if I'm faced with doing, you know, full-time schedule with YouTube and a large amount of demanding fans, and trying to do, you know, have a pretty strong reselling business on the side, it's just too much for me. So then I would end up having to employ an editor to edit my videos, I'd have to employ this and that, and I just wouldn't be able to do it financially, because YouTube isn't giving me the income. So, yeah, so it's kind of one of those things in the reselling niche that it would be hard to get to the level that I would love to aspire to. It would be very, very hard. So nowadays, I just do YouTube for fun. I do my YouTube channels, I love it, I get a little bit of money from it, and that's where I'm at. If by any miracle people jump on board and more subscribers jump on board, and I get to something like, you know, a massive goal for me would be 10k subs. If I get to that, then that's brilliant, you know. But if I don't get to that, then that's fine. I'll still keep on going, doing the content and enjoying it, you know. So anyway, that's your little ramble for YouTube today. Where's the next question? Peter said he had 3, didn't he? I don't know. Where is it? I don't know. I can't see your third question, Peter. Oh, there we go. There we go. What item/items do you wish would go and get sold that have sat around for ages? I don't know. I mean, funnily enough, I had some Mr. Potato Heads listed, and they were on my old green background. Now, I don't know when that was. It must have been 2 years ago now. And they actually sold the other day, so I've kind of, maybe a week ago or something, I'm not sure actually now. But, yeah, I've kind of got rid of them. You know, they're probably, if I looked through my inventory, I'm sure I could pull out 50 items that have been sat around for a year or 2 years that I'd really want gone. But yeah, I don't know. Without actually doing that, I haven't a clue. But yeah, those potato heads sold, so that was something. You know, I was happy because I did kept. That was one of the items that I kept seeing in my store, and I thought, oh my god, is that still there? And you know, it eventually sold. So there was actually 3 different bundles of potato head, Mr. Potato Head. Even I keep wanting to say potato head men. I don't know why. But those 3 bundles stuck around forever, and then over the past like 4 or 5 months, have just ticked off quite nicely. So yeah, weird, but I don't know. Need it to go 100k. Come on, you Bitcoin. Well, you never know. It might get there, but it's going to be a long time before it gets to that level. Well, it's going to be at least, I'd say 3 years. I'd say 3 years for it to get to that level. Like end of 2021, I reckon, something like that. But even so, I think 100k is pushing it a bit. I don't like Bitcoin, been trading for 4 years. Are you, Corey, are you a traditional markets guy? Because if you're a traditional markets guy, that's probably why you don't like Bitcoin, because most people in the traditional market, stocks and shares and stuff, they obviously see Bitcoin not as a threat or anything, but they see it as something that's like, oh, you know, this is just a bubble, it's a fad, it's not going to necessarily work out. They don't, they see the kind of, what am I trying to say? They see the monetary gain and all that sort of stuff, and they think, well, you know, it's not, it's just going to pop, the bubble's going to pop, or the bubble has kind of burst anyway. But I see it on a technical, a technology standpoint. So I've looked into blockchain, I've researched blockchain. I love the technology behind cryptocurrencies, and I think it could do amazing things for this world. But I don't, you know, obviously I'm an investor, so I think that the price is going to increase as well. But I don't solely look at the monetary value anymore. I like to actually use cryptocurrency. I like to be in the cryptocurrency space. I like to use decentralized applications and things like that, because I just think the technology fundamentally is cool. I mean, like with blockchain, what you can do, and there's things out there right now that are coming up. Actually, this month there's like a trading card app on a blockchain, and what it can do is it can actually reward users in cryptocurrency that can then be converted to Great British Pounds for playing a trading card game online. Now, that is revolutionary, because this is like Internet 3.0, because if I were to go on armagames.com and play some games, I wouldn't get paid for that, because it's just a website, it's a centralized organization. They're not going to pay me their advertising revenue to play their games. That would be insane, an insane business model. However, with blockchain, because it's decentralized, there isn't anyone to profit off it except the users. So because there isn't a company there that's meant to be profiting off this, the cryptocurrency that's built onto the blockchain can then be redistributed to the users for playing that game. That can then be converted into Great British Pound, and then you get earnings for playing a game on the internet. How cool is that? And that's just one. That is just one like example that I'm so like infused about. And as I say, the first or one of the first blockchain based games is actually coming out this month as well. So I'm so excited about that. And then I can obviously earn on there. It's like the most. I wish I had this when I was like 14. Like I would have been I'm all over it now at 22. But I was so into making money online, like when I was younger, like 13, 14, and I would have eaten this up. I would have been on there so much, like playing these games, like earning. So it's so annoying that it's taken this long for me to get to what I want to do, like not necessarily what I want to do, but like just something I really enjoy doing, and I can see a really cool future for everyone where an online experience, an internet experience will allow you to earn while you're surfing the web, while you're doing all these things. And obviously we had that in the basic form of the internet right now with like things like swag books or inbox pounds and stuff. The problem with those is they're centralized organizations, and they need to make a profit, so they can't. It isn't like mega sustainable in terms of the long term. Now, yeah, okay, they could profit from the websites and stuff, from the adverts and stuff they show. However, if they want to be more profitable as a company, they're ultimately going to have to reduce the rewards pool or something like that. Yes, they may be able to get more advertising revenue or something like that, but that is only going to be a sort of quick fix or a patch fix to then ultimately, after 10, 15 years, or 5 years, or whatever the timescale, they will ultimately have to reduce the reward pool. The great thing about cryptocurrency is that it's mined. So when it's mined, obviously the reward pool just keeps growing. It can just float back into itself, and then those people who sell the cryptocurrency to cash out into Great British Pound can then be redistributed into the network. Now obviously there are a circulating supply and a max supply for cryptocurrency, so obviously it's dependent on the max supply. Like, if there's a huge amount of coins available, then the cryptocurrency is going to be worth less. If there's a small amount of coins available, then it'll be worth more because of supply and demand. So supply and demand has a factor in that as well. But essentially, I won't ramble any longer, but it's so interesting, and so many people are focusing on the money. They're like, oh, you know, they either say, oh my god, Bitcoin can make me rich, or oh my god, Bitcoin's gonna send you broke. There's two sides to the story, and people are saying, oh, I hate Bitcoin because it's just gonna be a bubble and it's gonna burst and it's nothing. And then you got people over here who believe in Bitcoin. They're like, oh my god, it's gonna make us rich. What are you saying? We're gonna be laughing in your face in 2 years or whatever. But I'm in a different realm. I'm in a category of people who believe in the technology. So yes, okay, I believe the money will come and it'll be a good investment in time. However, I believe in the fundamental technology of how it can change our world and impact us in one of the most positive ways you could ever imagine. It'll be Internet 3.0. You'll be able to go on, you know, sites like Facebook. It won't be Facebook, but it'll be something. It'll be a decentralized organization. But you'll go on sites like that and you'll get paid for commenting. You'll get paid for posting updates of your life. It's going to be revolutionary. You don't understand how awesome it'll be. Now, yes, okay, when more and more people come in and it gets mass adopted more, the reward pool, obviously, that's going to have to get broken up between more and more people. So the rewards are going to get less and less anyway because people come in. However, right now, currently, for Facebook and Twitter and stuff, you don't get paid 1 cent for posting anything. At least with these options, you'll at least get paid a small amount of something with blockchain, social media, and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, stop rambling now. Sorry. This is what Ryan does. He puts Bitcoin in the chat, and I can't stop rambling about it because he knows I love it so much. Anyway, well, actually, just for the record as well, I don't hold any Bitcoin. I don't have any Bitcoin. I'm involved with other cryptocurrencies, I don't actually hold Bitcoin, which is probably a fool's move, because if any cryptocurrency is going to survive, it would be Bitcoin, but I don't actually hold any. I'm more into altcoins and stuff. But anyway, I would ring you, but you don't even have a phone, lol. 3.1 million subs, all kinds of digi-friends. What is that digi-friends, Ryan? I don't even know what you're talking about. My box arrived today at Amazon and my DVDs are listed for sale as normal. Brilliant. That crap in the attic says that. Brilliant, because hopefully that'll be alright. I can send some sealed DVDs in. That's brilliant. Just be super cautious with cryptos. Ads, I thought you meant ads as in advertisements then. Everyone likes the sound of a get-rich-quick stock. Invest in something more stable, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not necessarily get-rich-quick. Like, you know, right now we've been going through a bear market for 9 months or 8 months. At the moment, people are absolutely wrecked. Like, they are absolutely, like, their crypto portfolios have gone down like crazy. So, it's not necessarily a get-rich-quick thing. We're in the middle of a market cycle now, and what will happen is the people who are patient and who ride out this, you know, like I've been riding out the last 9 months, you know, just watching it go down and down and down. The people who can hold on, the people who can really like hold on till this sort of phase of the bear market is done, they're the people who'll see the massive gains again. So all the people who are into this get rich quick thing, they'll just be filtered out on the way down, because they'll be like, oh my god, crypto's dead, it's not gone up in 9 or 10 months, I'm just getting out. So you see, the market filters out all the different people. I'm sure you'll be aware of this anyway with market cycles in traditional markets. You know, everyone likes to say that crypto market cycles are completely different to traditional stocks, but they're not. The markets of crypto and stocks are exactly the same. The market cycles they go through are very, very similar, because it's all based on human psychology. However, the thing about crypto and stocks is that crypto is in an emerging market, so it's higher volatility, and run-ups happen in a lot quicker time period than with stocks. Now, in 10, 15, 20 years, where more money is injected into the crypto market, what you'll see is that volatility calm down. And then you'll start to see crypto become more like stocks with, you know, maybe not like severely low returns, but like, you know, like slower, like sustained growth, slower sustained growth over time. That's what I'm saying. Instead of this like big run-up thing. But it's just that basically crypto is going up. As I say, it's like an emerging market. It's going up a lot quicker than stock. But obviously back in December, what happened is we went up far too quick. We got overextended. Obviously, if you look at the charts on TradingView, you can see the moving averages got way overextended, and then it had to have a crash because of how far overextended it was. Back in November, I was saying on this channel on Thursday Talks, someone asked me, do you think Bitcoin's going to crash or something? And I said, yes, I just don't know when. And it turned out that a month or so later, 2 months later, it ended up having a crash. I knew it was going to happen because it was just far too overextended. It was far too, it was just going parabolic. It was just going insane. It just couldn't sustain that level of growth for any sort of period of time. And obviously, it was actually, the period of insane growth was between the 3rd of December and then the 17th of December. It was a 2-week window where Bitcoin went from 11,000 to almost 20,000. It was no amount of time that went from 11 to 20k. There's no way it could have sustained that level of growth for any amount of time, and it had to have a crash, you know? So I'm just in it for the long term, for the technology. If I can make a bit of money on it, then I make money on it as well. Obviously, that's what I'm about if I'm an investor. But at the same time, I love the technology, and I honestly couldn't live in a world, I really couldn't live in a world where crypto isn't a thing. Like, when you're involved in it, it's so amazing. Like, there's so much to it. There's so much more to just peer-to-peer digital cash with Bitcoin. It's so immersive. The technology is so awesome. The things that are going on, all these amazing people who are building all these decentralized applications, and just so much stuff, like so much awesome stuff. And you know, if that didn't exist, if that didn't come to fruition, I wouldn't want to like live on the internet. I just think this is going to be revolutionary for the internet. Even if let's say even if cryptocurrencies fail in terms of what they are, I really do hope that the technology comes through, even if cryptocurrencies don't come through, because decentralized applications and all that sort of stuff, even if there isn't a way to earn with them on those decentralized sites, I won't be bothered about that so much. Yes, okay, it would be a blow to me, but I wouldn't be as bothered because at least it's decentralized. It's somewhere that's obviously a little bit more fairer than where we've got other sites that are more centralized these days. But of course, we've also got the argument with cryptocurrency of governments and banks and centralized organizations wanting to stop cryptocurrency because it is maybe, you know, something like for the people. You know, it's not necessarily the banks are obviously scared of it because you know, it can mess up the entire banking industry and all that sort of stuff. If the governments are scared of it because obviously privacy coins and things like that, they won't be able to track people's income very well, you know, with privacy coins like Monero. Obviously, like, you know, you could just go into Monero and they wouldn't know, like, kind of where that money's being sent, how it's being sent, all that sort of stuff. So governments don't like it in that case. And also, because it's a public ledger with Bitcoin, if the government were to adopt Bitcoin and blockchain and obviously the digital ledger, they wouldn't. They would be completely exposed because the Bitcoin blockchain is obviously anyone can view it. Anyone can view the transactions on the blockchain. Now, if you put all the government income, all the spending, all of the things from the government onto that blockchain, then they've exposed themselves to everyone, right? So that means that there can be no dirty spending or underhand tactics from these politicians, because every single penny is accounted for on a public blockchain that everyone can see. Now, yes, that's brilliant for the you know, obviously like the people of the country, but it's not so good for those politicians who are high up in power, who are obviously sneaking a little bit of money in the back pocket every now and then. Those people are going to try and stop this with all their might, because they don't want this more trustworthy system to come into place, because it'll mean they won't be able to spend the public's money on themselves anymore. And I'll leave it at that. But yeah. Oh my God, that was a rant, wasn't it? I tell you. Now I know a little about this. Now I know a little. Yeah, definitely. We need bads to turn up. We need bads to. I know. This is the thing though. Does it scare you how like powerful sometimes I can become? Like I literally just changed then into like this kind of. And this is what, you know, it's about with these characters that I develop. See, I develop these characters like bads and ads and all that sort of stuff, and I step into them, and then I become maybe this more powerful person in the process that maybe I personally don't want to be, but I step into these characters that allow me to become that powerful person. And it is, yeah, it's quite dark, really. It's quite dark, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, and he's done. I know, sorry Corey, I didn't mean to like go off on one crazy, but you know, it just shows how, you know, passionate I am about it. You know, it really isn't just about the money for me. Of course it's going to be about the money, I'm investing in it, but it's not just about the money for me. I really do love, it's like when we say reselling, right, let's bring it back to reselling. When we do reselling, when you are you know, a full-time reseller and you absolutely love what you do, the money is only a byproduct of the enjoyment that you get out of doing reselling. You know, you're going down to the car boot, you're going to the charity shops, you're going to the auctions. What you're going to find is you enjoy that process so much that even if you weren't getting the money, you might actually do that. You know, because life is about finding something that where if the money wasn't even an issue, like if money wasn't even a thing, you would still be doing that thing, right? And I've heard people like Alan Watts talk about this. I'm pretty sure Gary V's talked about this. Loads of different people, you know, have said about, you know, finding something in your life, a job that you can do that necessarily isn't even a job to you, and that you would still be doing it even without the money. A lot of resellers, yes, okay, it's hard to kind of say that we would still be a reseller without the money, because reselling in itself is like pretty much 100% focused on money, because it's like, you know, the actual job itself is about getting money. But even if you took money out of the equation, the excitement that a lot of resellers get, the thrill of the hunt of going to the car boots and finding something amazing, if you took the money out of that, I reckon you'd still get that thrill, and I reckon that a lot of people would still be doing it, except we wouldn't be resellers, we'd probably either be hoarders or something like that, or maybe we would be resellers, but we just wouldn't get money from it, you know, if we're talking about a world where money didn't exist. But I do think a lot of those resellers would still be going out just for the thrill of that hunt. I mean, I certainly, like, even if I wasn't reselling, I could see myself becoming a hoarder, just going out to the car boots and just trying to find rare or unique or interesting looking items, and then I'd just throw them on my shelf and think, oh yeah, that looks cool. So yeah, I think that, although saying that, would car boots even exist? Yeah, I suppose it would. I just think, would car boots even exist if there wasn't money? But it probably would, because what you'd find is you'd barter with people. So you'd, like, you know, you'd say, I'll give you this item for that item or something. But then again, is that money? Because I suppose that's one form of money. So therefore we have to strip it back further than that. And then we need to say, well, actually, people just give things away for free. But if people give things away for free, then we can't even call ourselves resellers. So actually, we're just people who, like, pick things up, hunt for things and then pick them up. God, it's very confusing. Isn't it so confusing trying to think of a world without money? Like, how you do certain things. Like, it's so... Imagine just everything without money. It'd be so weird, wouldn't it? Like, you wouldn't be able to... How would you go about doing things? Because if you think about money, not just in the sense of Great British Pound or US dollars, if you think about stripping away money even to the extent of the bartering kind of system of, you know, sort of trading one item for another, if we took away that form of money as well, then how would you do anything? Like, you wouldn't even be able to do anything. But yeah, that's weird. Anyway, I'll have a quick look in the chat and then I think I'll get going. I don't know how long have I been on? Almost an hour or something? I don't know. Question, are you excited for Q4 and your Lego? You literally asked me that last week, Ryan. Seriously. Yeah, I am very excited. I did mention that to Peter before. Obviously, he popped a... Oh, no, I don't know whether you were in, actually, before. But I did actually talk about this. Peter... or were you? No, I think you were in the chat before, weren't you, when I was talking about that? But, yeah, essentially, I'm very excited. Very excited for Q4 and Lego. But the only issue I have is, like, I want to put, like, more investments into crypto. And I'm really scared that I might just, like, put all that Lego into Amazon and then get the money out and then just whack it all into crypto instead of actually doing what I should be doing and reinvesting in my business. So I think I'm going to have to write down a little bit of a plan there of how much I can put. I'm going to have to do like pocket money or something, like crypto pocket money, right? You can spend this amount each month on crypto, because I have invested so much, like the last 6 months or so, 6-7 months, I've invested so much, far too much money, like a lot of money. For my age, a lot of money. So yeah, I've literally, like, I probably should get involved with stocks or some other form of investing more so, because I'm like my portfolio is way too heavy on crypto, like way too heavy. So anyway, we won't talk about it anymore. I'm thinking of watching Terror of the Zygons tonight. That's series 13, right? Series 13. Series 13 is my favourite series, I think. That's series 13, isn't it? That's series 13 is like Android Invasion, Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars. Oh, I don't know what else. Seeds of Doom. I think that's about right, isn't it? Season 13. I think that's season 13. Yeah, but yeah, season 13 of Doctor Who is my favourite. I absolutely love Seeds of Doom. That's like my. I'd say that along with Inferno, the Seeds of Doom and then Inferno, they're my two. I'd say they're my two favourite classic. I've not watched Inferno in ages, actually. I need to watch Inferno. That'd be really good to watch Inferno, because I've literally not seen it in ages. Is the lockup full? And are you going to the Hitchin meetup? When is the Hitchin meetup? No, my lockup is not full at all. My lockup is like, I'd say like 15% full, 15-20% full. Like, if we're going off the amount that it could fill up to, like, I mean, this is if I was like proper cramming it in from floor to ceiling, right to the end of the lockup. I'm probably not even 20% full at that rate. I'm probably like 10%, 15%, but that is going off like cramming it. If I'm not going off cramming it, I'm probably about 25%. I'd say about 25% full in terms of, you know, if I'm not cramming it in there. It's not a bad thing. Interests are important. Yeah, very true, actually. Oh, wait. Ryan says, joining the Fitbit group, how has it improved your steps per day? It has, it's not really improved my steps per day that much, actually. Like, I generally just do 10k a day, so I've just been doing that. You've probably seen on the, you know, on the step count on the leaderboard thing, but yeah, generally I just do 10k a day. I think last week, or maybe was it weekend, where I did maybe a couple of k more. I mean, I had high hopes for this week. I was gonna absolutely smash it. I was thinking last week when is it Helen? I think it was Helen who was first. I was thinking, on Monday, I'm just going to do 20k steps, and then I'm going to be, like, ahead of everyone, and then I'm just going to do, like, you know, 20k at the end of a week, and then, like, 10k for the other 3 days, and then, obviously, I'd get, like, 70k or something, and then beat everyone. But I'm like, when Monday came around, I had stuff to do, and parcels to get out, and all that sort of stuff, and then I was doing listings, and all the rest of it anyway. So, it turned out I didn't end up doing 20k on Monday, or anything like that. I just about made the 10k. So, yeah, I would have loved to beat everyone this week. It just didn't work out. But the thing is, I thought to myself, right, I was thinking, I could take my time out of my work, and I could just solidly do steps, and I would beat everyone on that, you know, on that, what's it called, on that leaderboard. But I thought to myself, what is the point in beating everyone on that leaderboard if I've not got any work done in the week? Because it's meant to be work week hustle, isn't it? So I thought, hang on a minute, if that's the name of the group, really I should be doing the steps around my work. And then even if I don't beat everyone, at least I can say, well, yeah, I didn't do amazing amounts of steps or anything, but I did get a fair bit of work done at the same time. So I think it's about balance, isn't it, really? But I would love to just set aside a week or so, one of these weeks when we do it, and I'd just do, you know, 15, 20k a day. I'd really like to get up to 100,000 steps in a week, but it's quite hard. I mean, obviously I did 50k in a day, so you'd think, well, that's not too bad, because, you know, I could just do, you know, 50k one day, and then, you know, next days just do like 10k or something, or like 12k. But I don't know whether I'd be able to do 50k again. It was draining. So, or if I would be able to, I don't think I'd be able to do, you know, 12k on the day after, and the day after, and the day after that. So, yeah, I don't know really, but I'd love to get to like 100k in 1 week. Maybe I will do it I probably will do it at some point, but it's just, yeah, if I want to do my work as well at the same time, you know, I don't want to sacrifice my work. Question, do you set aside an amount of money each week to spend on buying items, and do you stick to it? I don't. That's Amanda Scott there in the chat. I don't set aside an amount. I did that for a few months now. What you have in, basically in, let's say, a more new business, is you'll have what's known, and I've talked about this before, I think I talked about it like 3 weeks ago. You'll have what's known as cash flow. What is it? Cash flow? Not cash flow. Is it cash flow? Yeah, cash flow profit. So essentially, in the beginning, when you start up your business and you're injecting, well, let's say not injecting a lot of cash, but when you're using your profits and reinvesting into the business, you may show on certain like monthly profit and loss accounts that you've made a loss 1 month because you've basically reinvested all your money, or maybe, you know, more money or whatever, and then you'll show a loss 1 month, and then the next month you'll have sold through all that stuff, and then you'll show an amazing profit kind of thing. I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyway, essentially, like, when that happens, you know, you average it out at the end of the year, and then that's your proper, true profit. But the cash flow profit is just like, you know, month on month kind of determination of your spending, essentially. And then obviously at the end of the year, when you tot all of them up and account for the loss and everything, it will give you your true profit at the end of the year, that then is your kind of your final figure that'll then go off to tax. But essentially, when this is where I'm going with that. I completely forgot my track then, but thought track. But essentially, when I was in the beginning, that was happening to me. That was a reality, because I was reinvesting all my money, and I was like, hang on a minute, I'm making a loss here. And I wasn't sure, and I spoke to Darren about this actually, and I wasn't sure, hang on, am I doing something wrong? Like, is this, have I got a failing business here? Because I really wasn't sure. And essentially, I was like making a loss, and then I'd make a huge profit 1 month, and then I'd make a loss, etc. And then you add it up at the end of the year, and it's all right. But in that moment of month on month, you're thinking, oh God, I don't know whether this is quite right here. And essentially, what I would have is I would be like, I'd essentially have quite a lot of cash flow, because I'd be keeping money. I wouldn't be spending much. Once I got to the point where I was thinking, hang on, I'm making losses here, I started to restrict my spending in. Like, I would spend like, you know, 300 a month or 500 a month, not spending like the 1,000 or 1,200 or 1,500 even on a couple of months that I was spending previously. So I was restricted in my my sort of my buying, you know, the cash I was using for buying. And then what that allowed me to do is build up a large reserve in my PayPal account and in my bank account that then for the last 6 months or so, it just kind of means that I can spend when I want to. I don't need to spend, you know, I don't need to spend like tons of money, or I can spend loads of money if I would like to, and all that sort of stuff. But more recently, obviously, I've been investing in cryptocurrency, so that large reserve has gone down somewhat now. But essentially, you know, I did used to set aside a certain amount. I'd say, right, that's the amount I'm going to kind of use, but I don't anymore. It's just a case of I'm going to spend what I spend. And what I found with doing the auctions is that you can actually spend like a large amount of money, but then you've got stock for like 2-3 months. So then what happens is that your cash, you're buying, basically the amount you're buying, or the cash you're spending on buying is decreasing over time anyway, because you're able to get more, you know, more out of the cash, especially now, as I do auctions. But it's very interesting. What I need to do is I really want to do a like a behind the scenes kind of thing on the things that may scare new people when they start up their own business, because people don't tell you about, like, you know, accounting and stuff. You know, I mean, I'm not an accountant. I wouldn't be advising people on how to do accounting, but I mean, you know, I just want to show them how I've done it, and the fears that I had when I was first starting, and the hurdles that I had to jump through, so that then they can sort of look upon me like a mirror and think, right, that's how he went, that's how he did this, how he did that. That was something that scared him, but that's actually okay. Or this is something that he thought was okay and wasn't actually okay, and, you know, I'll have to avoid that kind of thing. I want to do that for people, because then I think, you know, new resellers will really be thinking, right, okay, this is okay, this is alright. I think there's many things that people don't tell you about their businesses behind the scenes that maybe they could do with telling you. Not necessarily about the amount of money they're making, but these little things, the processes that they have in place within their businesses that aren't necessarily a secretive thing, but people just don't talk about them for whatever reason. I don't know why. And I would have really appreciated it if someone could have told me in the beginning all these different things that they do, and then think, right, okay, well, I've got the blueprint here. It's literally a blueprint. I just need to follow this, and then obviously I can make my own decisions and make my own way with this, but this is essentially how you want to get started, kind of thing. And I know, I'm sure there are books and stuff out there and things like that, and courses and stuff, but I just feel like I could do it in quite a genuine way, because I am literally someone who started a business with, you know, I went round the charity shops for £10 and I built it from there. And you know, that's not me trying to be fancy and say, oh, look at me, I built this amazing business or anything. It's just me genuinely being, you know, honest and saying that's what I did. And I've come from quite a realistic background of starting your own business. I've not got, you know, 100,000 from my parents and they've said to me, oh, just run a little business, it's all right, we'll kind of watch over you and stuff. I've come from essentially, you know, just starting with a little bit of money and building up. So I think that that's the realistic kind of start point for a lot of people, and I don't think that's talked about so much. Whenever people do courses and stuff on running a business, they always say, oh, right, well, first off, you'll need 10 grand to start this business, or first off, you'll need to know all these different things. And it's like, you know, it just, or you know, they say like, or you'll need this degree or something, or you'll need this whatever. And it's just not right. You know, I don't know whether this is making any sense or not, but yeah. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? There's something else I was gonna go on to talk about, but anyway, it's gone. It might come back to me in a minute. Let's have a look down here. Walking 20k a day is hard work. 10k. One sec. Walking 20k a day is hard. Work lol. 10k is hard enough. Yeah, 20k is hard. Like, I've done, there was a few days where I did like 14, 15, 16k, and that's pretty hard. Like, the funny thing is, with my mind, right, I don't know whether this is works for other people as well. When you're doing steps, generally, like, you'll think, oh, I'll just do 20k today, it's alright, I'll just do 20k. And then you think to yourself, you know, you might go out for a walk, and you might get to like 5 or 6k or something, you've done really well on that one walk, and you think to yourself, oh my god, I'm shattered, and I've only got to 5k, and then you start talking yourself out of doing the 20k already, because I think it is kind of one of them things, you perceive like 20k steps, you think, oh, that, you know, if I just do 5 steps here, you know, oh, that's not a lot, I mean, you know, there's not that many 5s in 20k, so I could do that, you know, kind of thing. And then you end up getting to halfway or even less than halfway, and you're like, oh no, I can't be bothered doing this. So, and that was very much how it was when I did the 50k, you know, when I got to like 15, 16k, and I was like, holy crap, there's no way I'm doing this. And, you know, I think at that point you just have to keep going. You know, you either have to keep going, or you need to take maybe just a very, very short break, like a 10-minute break or something, and then keep going. Because it's all about like training your mind to just get through these barriers, because there are like with running, you know, like people say runners get the wall and stuff. I do believe that it's similar in walking. I think that the wall might be a little less in your face when you hit your wall when you're walking. You know, it's a bit more of a slow decline rather than a bang out wall kind of thing. But I do think that you do get to that point and you think, I really can't go on, you know, with this. So, yeah, I think you've just got to kind of keep pushing through those walls and take short breaks throughout the day. But if you're doing more than 20, 25k, you need to dedicate the day to it. I mean, really, you can't, like, I honestly can't do more than, I'd maybe even say 15k, maybe 15 and 20k, without dedicating that day, you know, all my mental power and physical power to walking and not doing reselling and not doing YouTube and not doing anything else. I really do think that if you're trying to do other things and you're trying to get them steps done, if you get into the level of, you know, 20k, 25k, etc. in a day, very, very hard for you to do that with that physical and mental energy that you obviously exert. And try and do whatever it is you do on the side, you know, for your work, or for, you know, maybe you're doing housework or whatever it is. It's very challenging to do that alongside it. So yeah. Anyway, that's just my advice, because I've done quite a few steps the last 2 years. I mean, I think I've done. Well, actually, I can get it up. I've had this app on my phone for, I'd say, about 2 years and 2 months or something now. I'll see if I can show you. So see if I can show you. It might pick up on this. I don't know. Will it pick? Oh no, it's not going to pick. There we go. Can you see that? There. Oh, I don't think you're going to see it. There. 7.6 million steps, and that's since I had this app. So that's as I say, about 2 years, 2 months. So essentially, it's 10k a day, because that's generally what I do. But some days, as I say, I've done more than that. Other days less. I did have a day the other day where I did, oh no, is it not on there? I did have another day, maybe it must have been last week now, where I did like 9,000. I was really annoyed, but that's very infrequent. Normally I just do 10k, but yeah, some days you have to know, and this is another important thing, is some days with steps and exercise you just have to know when to stop, because not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily become an addiction. It can become an addiction, but I mean, aside from that, if you're not feeling particularly great inside yourself, sometimes you'll want to keep going and get to that 10k or that 15k or whatever, but sometimes it's just better to stop and then make it up in the longer term, because if you're ill or anything like that, like today with this back pain, it's not too bad, you know, it's not too bad on me, but I am feeling it at the back, and obviously exercise is good to help with back pain, but also what is good is rest as well. So I do have to sort of acknowledge that and think to myself, well, you know, I might, if I don't get to 10k steps today, I'm fine with that. You know, if I get to 6k, 7k, 8k, that's cool. I'm okay, because I'm looking after my body, And then obviously in the long term, I can make that up anyway. You know, if I just need to do 11k, you know, in a week's time or so, I'll just have a few days where I do 11k, and I've made it up, kind of thing. So yeah, sometimes you have to know also when to just quit for the sort of the short term. And I don't like quitting. I have a very negative relationship with quitting. I hate quitting. I like pushing forward and pushing forward. I mean, you guys saw it with this setup with OBS and green screen and everything. I was terrible at OBS. I used to come on here every week, every single week, and OBS would mess up, or I'd get something wrong with my microphone, and I still do it with not plugging my mic in. And I'd get these things wrong, you know, all the time, and week on week on week. And I almost quit with OBS. I almost said, oh, bugger it, I won't do OBS. But I really wanted to do it that much, that even week after week after week of just... And there was one day I did like 12 hours, like, you know, 10, 12 hours, just solely looking into OBS and trying to figure out how to bloody do it. And, you know, it didn't even turn out to be OBS in the end. There was literally like hardly anything wrong with my OBS. It was just my internet connection at the end of the day. So, you know, I mean, there was a few different issues I came across with OBS, like the push-to-talk thing on your microphone. I couldn't get that to sync up correctly. Took me hours upon hours to do that. It was horrible. And I've actually forgot how I did it. So if anything goes wrong again, I'm going to have to spend another 6 hours or something trying to sort that out. But yeah, so I just don't like quitting. I don't like quitting. So I am trying to teach myself that in the grand scheme of things, it's okay to, you know, quit things in... you know, in the sense of if you really don't want to do them, if it's something that you know, if it's something that you're not passionate about, like, for example, if all of my passion went for YouTube tomorrow and something came along that my passion shifted onto the other thing, then I've got to be aware of that and think to myself, well, if I want to be true to what I'm doing and what I am passionate about, you know, the YouTube might have to take a back seat or something like that, and then do the other thing. But even then, like, I can't say I can't say I'll quit. I just keep thinking to myself, well, I'll still do it. I'll just put it on the sidelines, kind of thing. So very hard for me to say I'm just gonna quit something. But you know, when I do it, I like doing things forever. Like, I've got that mentality. If I do something, I want to keep doing it forever. I don't want to stop. I don't like stopping. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. We've been over an hour now, so I apologise if it's been quite a long one. I'll just quickly have a look at what else we've got in the chat. Very quickly. That's why it's in one person's house, all bills will be different. Everyone has to grow their business in the way that suits them. Where are we? I think that the mechanics of sourcing and selling are the same, obviously, but beyond that, it's very personal. For example, we had to learn a completely new way of sourcing up north versus down south. Yeah, very true. Like, different parts of the country is different for like different things. Like, there's certain places, even just in Cheshire, I'd go, and you wouldn't find like any electronics at certain charity shops in Cheshire, but then in other places there's loads of them. So it's like different things. You know, there's different things in different places, especially, yeah, with sourcing. And yeah, definitely new ways of sourcing, like auctions and car boots and stuff, because in some areas there might not be any access to any car boots, but there might be 4 auction houses right near you. So yeah, it's definitely you've got a kind of... we did tell you all our reseller tips and advice at the start of your journey. You ignored us because you needed to learn your mistakes. I believe it's called being youthful, stubborn. Yeah, but that's me. I'm meaning someone who isn't me. I'm meaning someone who, you know, just, like, wants a more easy ride with it. But I suppose if I'm teaching someone who wants an easy ride, then they're not going to last long anyway, are they? So, I don't know. No, I will ignore everybody's advice until everything crashes and burns, and then I will have the arrogance to say, oh, I'm just going to try it your way. So, you know, I'm just like that. I just think, literally, I've ignored, like, everyone's advice. All the people who have ever told me anything, like, with my reselling, I have just literally flat out ignored them, and I've made so many mistakes because of it. But, yeah, you're very true there, Andy, yeah. But, I don't know. I just want someone... I suppose I want a little bit of a mentor. I want to be a mentor for someone, but it doesn't necessarily work that way, and sometimes a mentor isn't actually a good thing, you know. Sometimes it can be a pretty terrible thing because, you know, people then become reliant on that mentor and they don't think that they have the strength to do it themselves. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm way over an hour. I will see you in a little bit. Oh, is Lex having a chat? Is Lex going on in a minute or something? I don't know, I just heard something about Lex is always up for a live. Yes, Lex, I will be in the chat for a while. Oh, it looks like Lex Oliver's going to go live in a minute. So if you want, pop over to Lex's channel. I don't know when it is. I'm just assuming it's in a minute. It might be in 2 hours or something. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me as always, and I will see you very soon. Don't forget to like, comment down below. That's the way I earn money on YouTube, so give it a big like so then you can support me and give me loads of money. So yeah, give it a like, give it a subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And I will see you in the next one, which will be, I don't know when my next video is going to be, but it'll be soon. It'll be soon. See you.